Hmm. Block of weight 10 Newton rests on a horizontal surface. A force of magnitude 3 newtons acts on the block at 60 degrees above the horizontal. So let's again take a block. Okay. What are the forces acting? 10 newtons horizontal surface. Force of 3 newtons applied on the block at an angle 60 degrees above the horizontal in upward direction. Okay. So in upward direction. So at 60 degrees we are applying this force. The coefficient of friction between the block and surface is 0.3. So this force is 3 newtons. Weight downwards, how much? 10 newtons. Reaction will be here, R. Friction will be acting backside. So coefficient of friction is given, so directly we can write it as 0.3 times R.
Yes.
Now calculate force of friction. He wants us to find the force of friction. So this is the maximum friction, right?
Yes.
This is the maximum friction possible. So in this case we don't know whether friction is at maximum point or not, because nowhere he has said that the box is just about to start sliding, huh?
Yes.
So we have to keep this as unknown, so let us call it as Fr. Okay, let us call it as Fr. So now again take sigma v, vertical components, R minus 10 and plus how much? 3 sine or cos, component of 3 newtons in vertical direction. What is it?
Component will be
Sine cos.
sine.
So sine 60. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So this total should be 0. So R should be 10 minus 3 sine 60. What do we get? Ten minus 3 sine 60. 7.40. Correct?
Yes.
And then sigma x. X is horizontal, y is vertical. So what do we get? 3 cos 60 is in forward direction minus friction force Fr. Okay. If it is at limiting point, we can take it as 0.3 times R. But here we cannot take because he has not told it is in equilibrium. So these are the only two horizontal components. So Fr will be how much? 1 by 2, that is 1.5. Correct?
Yes.
So friction force is 1.5. That means if we don't want the box to move, then 1.5 Newton force must be applied.
Yes.
In horizontal direction. Right, next, calculate force of friction. So Fr, we found it. This is the friction force. So this is the A bit. Okay.
Yes.
Then find whether or not friction is limiting. Is it limiting friction or not? For that, we need to find friction from the formula. What is the formula for friction? Mu times normal reaction, right?
Yes.
So mu, is it given? Mu is given as 0.3.
Yes.
So 0.3 times R, that is 7.4. Correct?
Yes.
So multiply them, you will get the answer. Getting? 2.22.
2.2.
So this is in newtons. So now compare these two and tell, is it at limiting friction? The friction required here is less than the limiting friction, no?
Yes.
So that means, is the object moving or stationary?
Moving.
No.
Stationary.
To start motion, 2.2 is required, but we are having only 1.5 now.
1.5. Yes.
So is it moving?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, it's not moving. To calculate friction force, we found it here. This is a bit. Then determine whether or not the body, the friction is limiting. The friction is less than limiting friction, no?
Yes.
Friction Fr is less than limiting friction. Okay.
Yes.
Next.